Good morning, everybody. Polynikes with another battle report, and today we have Dire Foes Mission 2, which is Fleeting Alliance. If you've played the Dire Foes missions, you know they're fairly complicated and weird. This one, the objectives are, well, we had a little trouble comprehending them, as you'll see, but first thing is to hit the console in your side of the board. You can see the map down here. This is your emergency panel. That gives you one objective point. Then there's the evacuation console in the center, which is worth 2 objective points, but only if your opponent has connected his console over here. That's supposed to be the alliance part. In the original scenario, if I remember correctly, you had to both hit the button in the middle on the first turn, or both players lose immediately. That was more of an alliance. This is just a don't hit the button in your thing to give your opponent 2 points to get yourself 1. Yeah, that's kind of what ends up happening here. But also, you can have the civilian synced up to do it to get a point, right? Because it's from a Dire Foes, they work a civilian in. And then evacuating. This part we really didn't read correctly until the end when we were scoring, so we'll leave that for your suspense. But evacuate troopers is 1, and that's not 1 per trooper. That's just 1 for evacuating anybody. The second one is evacuating more, and that's where you get 1 objective point per trooper in excess of the opponent's, right? So if we both get 1 out, we would both get 1 point. If we both get 2 out, we both get 1 point, right? If you get 1 out and I get 2 out, I would get 2 points. 1 for evacuating and 1 for 1 in excess of yours. All right, and then 1 classified worth 1. Normal points, normal deployments. We are using Spec Ops, and as this is the second mission, we've upped the XP by a massive 1. So we have 13-point Spec Ops. Go right to my list. All right, so here's my list. My thinking being, I know I want to evacuate my guys. I know I want to evacuate more than them. And there's a little bit of button pressing as well. No specialist matters for the button pressing. They're all equal. And I know I'm fighting Druze. So I take 2 shrouded dazers. I figure if I put a dazer right around the evacuation pod, the Druze are going to have a pain getting to it. Seems solid, right? Yeah. All right, I've got my MacRep tracker. I like her as a hacker because of 6th Sense, as well as she's pretty good at classifieds and overall good fighting. The Suryat Lieutenant. I took the multi-rifle light flamethrower because, again, I want to fight my way up to the evacuation elevators, whatever they're called. And he's a good guy to do that. He's tough, he's got good skills, and he can burn things with his flamethrower if they get close. And I can use my lieutenant order to walk him around without too much worry. Again, against Druze, if they do EM light grenade me, I won't go into lost lieutenant. He could just possibly be frozen up by the EM, and then I can fix him with my engineer, right? Engineer will be next to him, or somewhere nearby with a bot or something. We got a mine layer, pretty standard, an Icadron, a couple slave drones for the engineer. This is, I've got a lot of drones, right? Q drone, M drone, R drone, all basic stuff. And group 2, we've got our 2 outside. My 13 XP Spec Ops is not that interesting, actually. It's a Morat Doctor. As you can see, I gave it a monofilament close combat weapon. I think I upped his ballistic skill and maybe his willpower. I'm going to try to do more interesting things from now on with it than just be a doctor, right? And I got Malingo's Hacker, again, another source of dazers if I need them, keep them off objectives or whatnot, and he's good at hitting the button in the middle. Then a couple of Imatrons. Imatrons are great because this mission uses the inside rules, kind of like I think it was old engineering deck used to, where you don't have to roll to scatter them. They just appear outside of your deployment zone on a board edge. All right. There's my opponents. Druze. Most interesting thing about this list is the Peacemaker. He's moved it into Group 1. He usually has this thing in Group 2. And in the beginning of the game, I kind of forget this because I'm not really paying attention when he tells me what his groups are. And I end up taking 2 orders out of his Group 2 instead of 2 orders out of his Group 1 because that's where I thought the Peacemaker was. Yeah, you can look at that list if it's interesting to you. Pretty normal stuff. His Spec Ops. Where is it? Up here. Yeah, that one there. So it's a Red Fury, Mimetism. I think that was it. Maybe it was a doctor also. I think it was a doctor also. But, yeah. Okay, moving on. This is the board. This ends up being the side that I will be deploying on. Side note, these awesome little things from Daiso, $1.50 objectives, they're great. They light up if you want them to light up. Yeah, they're great. See anything interesting about the terrain? Objective room, infinite height, doors are open. We got some buildings. You know, we play the no all the way through building shooting. One interesting thing that did end up on my deployment, put this over here for now, was the 12-inch line is about here, the 16-inch line is about here. So my medium infantry deployment, which is pretty much the MAC rep, it doesn't have a lot of good places to go. You'll see that she'll end up right here. But there wasn't a lot of good places to go to use that extra 4 inches of deployment. I win the roll, and I choose deployment. I go over here, my opponent goes over there. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the sentry turrets. There are 4 sentry turrets. 1, 2, there's one right there, and the 4th one, yeah, right there. That one even has a gun on it. Yeah, 4 there. They are total reaction combi rifles, BS11. That's the only relevant stats. They armor 2. It's a little unclear if they're terrain features or models. That'll come up when there's a shotgun shot over here on one, but we'll get to that. And all right, so I was quite happy going second, knowing he would deal with the total reaction little bots before I did, and maybe he would kill some that I would otherwise have to spend orders and or getting my guys killed on. But yeah. Here is the board from his side. You can see there's the TR bot on his side and the one over there. These are the escape elevators. You know, there's a picture of the other ones in a moment. There's the other ones. These are on my right of the battlefield. I'm on my left. This is my classified. And here we have setup, starting with the Druze. Got the HMG in the far right over there. You can't quite see him underneath me. The Brawler Sniper, Lieutenant, Spec Ops, and Killer Hacker. Moving across, we've got Valeria Gomez, Warcore, Flash Pulse Bot, which is I think a, I don't know, it's the, no, not Rafik, whatever, it's a Flash Pulse Bot. First camo tokens up there. There'll be a better picture in a moment with the other ones right next to it, which are both the Hansakuns. We have an engineer, a bounty hunter with the adhesive launcher. I'm sorry, with the acrylic cannon, and then he rolls an adhesive launcher for his equipment. So yeah, bounty hunter, glue guy, and an 8-point bot over there. There's his first camo token. You can see the room in here. There's the HVT inside, not the HVT, the civilian inside. And his other camo token right here, it's right across from the other one. Yeah, it's good placement because I'm pretty sure they're within 8, and so this doesn't tell me immediately if one of those is a mine or if there are 2 Hansakuts or 2 whatevers, right? They do end up being 2 Hansakut, as we know, but okay. So here's my deployment, starting on my left. Slave drone for the engineer, the R drone, my flash pulse bot, Suryat lieutenant, Doctor Spec Ops, mock rep up here. You can see the camo token there. That's shrouded dazer layer. That's the dazer. Moving across, my Q drone is inside this building, halfway, kind of leaning out. Engineer is standing right next to him. Dotaratsai, I'm an Ikadron, excuse me. Moving across, another slave drone for the engineer, the M drone, and the 2 Imatrons there. And then up here you can see this is the other dazer, and this is the other shrouded dazer mine layer. I had one more Dotaratsai that was right next to my lieutenant, basically. Yeah, it's like straight down there. That's where it is. Okay. And then there's close-ups of the dazer placement. Oh yeah, my Liberto. I actually had him a little bit too far forward once we measured. You know, the 20 inches is about there, so at some point we scoot them back to like right there and there. It's the fine. Okay, so my opponent's reserve is the Peacemaker. There's the Flame Bot. There's the Peacemaker right there. You can see they're directly across from the Liberto and the mine, which is like right in there somewhere. This is my HVT right there. And then my reserve. I really want to catch my enemy with the kill your hacker when you try to upgrade your bot, hidden deployment trick. Because I have a killer hacker in hidden deployment, so I may as well try for it. I don't want to go beyond the 24-inch mark though. So I end up putting my killer hacker, I'll just go right to the next picture. Yeah, right next to my HVT in prone. That's hidden deployment. The thought being is, depending on what he has to engage up here, which is just this security bot and this camo token, which is not touching this for cover, maybe he won't upgrade till he gets too close, and then I'll be able to kill him. It's dangerous because then I could get my hacker killed by this guy, even if he's not upgraded, right? But that's kind of the trap that is there if my opponent falls into it. Okay, so here we are onto his first turn. Again, I've stripped 2 orders out of his group 2, thinking that's where this bot is. It's not, and he immediately starts spending orders on it. So it zips up. The bot, big bot also zips up a little bit and then slides back, which means it takes the mine, total reaction there, and he flames it and shoots it. And oh, I also have a flash pulse from my R drone coming like that. That's the only thing that's successful for me. So I flash pulse this bot, and the big bot makes a save against the mine, and they put this thing unconscious. Oh, and there's the flamer trying to hit the other camo token, going straight across, and you can see it is just out, just barely. When it's close situations like this, I let my opponent measure. I'm just like, you do it, you tell me if you hit me or not. And so he got real close, but he agreed he did not hit me. All right, and there's the end of that order. Okay, so he moves up again, and you can see he's now got a little bit of a beeline over to that camo token as well as that one. The Liberto shoots him with the shotgun, and he fires back. I think that I hit him, but he saves again. Pretty sure that's what happened. Oh yeah, he also saw my lieutenant there. He doesn't know it's my lieutenant, of course, but the lieutenant does a dodge up onto here, and he is successful in that dodge. He then does a discover onto the shrouded over here. I do nothing, and he spots me and shoots me and kills the shrouded because he's been upgraded, but he's still too far away for me to kill or hack. That was really annoying. Yeah, so the shrouded there is dead. And I shot him again with the Liberto, but he saves again. Is that correct? I think he went unconscious on the third hit on it. So he took a shotgun hit earlier, took the mine hit. Finally, the Liberto put him down with a shotgun. Then he brings a Hanzokut up into here, hits the button on this. He's tucked back a little bit, so my Q drone, who's looking in the room, cannot see him. It's kind of like that. I kind of forgot that he could be seen by the other turret over there. So once he activated, he didn't activate again because the turret can see him. But there he is. He successfully hits the button, and he's in the room. Then Saito comes out. Here I make at least one mistake, if not 2 or 3. Saito comes out of a building basically up here, which you'll see in other pictures, the building's there. But it comes running out like that, and he's right in front of this security drone, and right in front of, walking by a Dazer and a camo token, which is the shrouded over there. So I can see him directly as he comes out, and I choose to hold, which is a complete mistake. Because if he's going to fire at me from that far away with his combi rifle, right, that's just not that effective. And he's going to get shot by the security bot at the same time, right? And then he'll be revealed there. So if he survives that, he has to deal with security drone again, unless he splits his burst on there and there, right? And that's just, he's clearly not going to do any of that. So I make the mistake, and he just moves again over to here. And then he moves again over to here. And I fail my discover on the second try, so maybe it didn't matter, right? I would have failed anyway. And now he's out of line of fire of the security drop, the security bot there. And so he starts doing things, right? He discovers, he's still in the Dazer zone. So he goes for the discover here, 1 shot there, 1 shot there, 1 shot there. And miraculously, all of this works, right? He makes the discover, he crits the M drone, he puts the shrouded unconscious, and he destroys the Imatron. But to be fair, I think that I made 1 armor save on the Imatron, and his second order, where he finished off the shrouded, also killed the Imatron. Yeah, so there he is revealed, there I am revealed, there I am unconscious, yeah. Okay, so moving towards the center of the board. What did I take this picture for? Something happening there? I think it's just the end of the turn. No, it's his other camo token moving out. There it is. Camo token moves out to here, basically nothing happens. We had agreed that the security drones would just hold against camo tokens before the beginning of the game. So I think that he eventually ends up walking over here and maybe leaving a mine over there. I think that's all he really does. Yes, and then his bounty hunter moves up. You can see my Liberto here, and I just take a shot at him with my shotgun, and miraculously that works, and puts the bounty hunter unconscious. So I'm pretty sure that's the last thing he did in his turn. We're moving into Combined Army turn 1. First we have our Impetuous. Dadarazai runs up and throws smoke. Saito over there was a real pain for this, because I had planned on him running up, smoking out this security turret, which means I can operate around it on my turn, and then my opponent will have to deal with it again on his turn. But instead, that toss, which I could have done, would have put my smoke into bad range, and likely got me killed by the security bot. So I throw the smoke in good range, the Dadarazai survives, but this is still active. The Liberto runs towards the now unstunned but deactivated bot. Deactivated is a very weird state in the game. It's not a null state. So like, he's still holding my HVT, which actually will be relevant later. And he's still there for me to impetuously run at, which just changes my direction. So I run over there, and then I lay a mine. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Back to the right-hand side, I'm activating the engineer, who's standing next to the Q drone. This little slave drone fixes the M drone. The M drone then does a triangulated fire into Saito, which wasn't actually that relevant because +3 range, -6 TO camo still has me at an 8, which is the same thing the triangulated is. If he'd been in cover, it would have obviously been better, but he was not. And that works out, and Saito goes unconscious. All right, on the other side of the board, the Liberto moves up. Here you can see the unconscious marker by the bounty hunter that I got last turn. So Liberto moves up, and coup de grace is this guy. That gives me my classified. And then I move up here, and just around this corner here, I can see his, I think you see it, yeah, in the next picture, I can see his engineer. So I move up to there and shotgun him. We're just sat outside of 8. He combi rifles me, and I go dogged. So I move up again. So now I'm within 8, and he shotguns me, I shotgun him, and I die. So it's just a waste of orders. Didn't even do anything. The idea was to get up there and then lay a mine on all these guys. This bot over there, and then that, and then maybe shotgun them at close, but none of that worked out. This is my Dadarazai in the center when he ran up and threw smoke there. And then I'm going to basically creep him up with smoke. Like he runs out to here and throws smoke over there. Because remember, if I get to the Dazer zone, I stop anyway, so I'm not moving through there. Ikadron moves up, just getting some line of fire through this room up to farther on. You can basically up this way, kind of like that. I think that was the end of my turn. It's his turn, yes. And the first thing he does is take out all of these security drones with his brawler sniper. Now I have the drones underneath the Dazer field, so he's only firing back with 2 dice, and he's splitting his burst against 2 different drones there. So he's one bursting both of them, but they're both firing back at bad range and cover mod, so they're on 5s. And I guess I think I rolled a bunch of 6s, but no. He kills both security drones in like 1 order, I believe. There's the Link team doing it. The other members are moving up as the sniper's up here shooting those drones. So they spend a few orders moving up, and the Link comes around this corner. This is, of course, the HMG. Peeks out there, sees down, and kills my M drone who's peeking out. I, of course, try a flash pulse on him. And he is in the Dazer zone. That's affecting him, but doesn't save me. I think actually, yeah, I went unconscious too. You still heal it if I want to, right? There's my slave drone there. All right. Here's my Dadarazai that had worked his way forward on my turn and through the smoke, and I think I'd done a intuitive attack through there, but nothing happened. So my opponent's Hansacut moves over and takes a shot, and I go for the physical dodge because I'm trying to get into the building here, right, to deal with this Hansacut over here, and I do. The first dodge I win, I get to right there. There I am. And then he moves over, shoots me again. Now I go for the smoke, and I put it basically on top of myself. I win this also, which is fine, but it was also a bit of a mistake. I probably should have just thrown it out here, because it allows the other Hansacut on the inside to move away and leave a mine for me on my impetuous order, which is, yeah. And I think that was all he did in his turn. You can see his Link team moved up a little bit over here. We've got his killer hacker out there in the open, his HMG here, and someone else back there. I think he even moved one guy back and relinked everybody, so it's a 5-man link there. Yeah, pretty sure that's right. My Dadarazai moves up here, throws smoke, the one inside the building, runs inside the building, takes a mine, whole bunch of shots, fails his dodge, and dies. Nothing going on there. All right. So over here, I upgrade my Q drone and zip it into the room. All right, I've got some shots here to this guy. I fired her, but she crit dodges, and I get flash pulse from over here. Fortunately, I save against the flash pulse, and then I move into this corner, which I think is, no, not yet, but I move to right here where I can see the killer hacker and the HMG, fire at both of them, and I kill the killer hacker, but the HMG survives. And then I decide to leave the Q drone there because I'm just as good on his turn as my turn with that, and I can see his HMG, so he's going to have to make the engagement. Yeah, I decided to let him do it. Yeah, it's an order efficiency thing. All right, and then I bring out my TO camo, which, as you'll remember, started right here, and it just moves over. I think some guys can see it. It's not really that important. They go for discovers and holds, right? I just move around the corner here, ending up right behind this Hansacut. I do get discovered. There I am. It takes me 2 rounds of SMG fire to kill the, or 2 orders of SMG fire to kill the Hansacut. Remember, I'm in a Dazer, so I'm only firing burst 2 at him. but I eventually do kill him there. Mlingos moves up to get the objective, fails, moves back over to here, and puts himself, or I think I fired from over there. And then I moved back over to there, and then went back into camo. And that was all that the Mlingos did there. And now we're on to my opponent's turn 3. Turn 3. The Link team moves up. So this is where we had the interesting interaction with the Dazer and the terrain thing. I had a Dazer here, as you'll recall, and he fires a shotgun. I think this was last turn, actually, this happened. Fires a shotgun here, which of course splashes like that. Now, if that's a terrain feature, that doesn't happen, right? Because you don't splash through walls with your shotgun. But we said it was a target, and so it did splash. A little unclear, but it makes sense to me. If you're shooting at it, you can splash. So that killed the Dazer and freed up all this movement. Now his Spec Ops is doing work. Right? She's got Mimetism and a Red Fury, so she comes up, fires over here at the Dotaratai, who I've left kind of in the open. First order, I believe I threw a smoke and we drew, nothing happened. Second order, he kills the Dotaratai. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, not that hard for the Spec Ops to do there. And then Spec Ops moves over here, firing at the Q drone there. I am upgraded, that's my marksmanship thing, but he double crits there and puts the Q drone unconscious. And that gives him pretty much free reign here. The Spec Ops and his lieutenant, they both move over and they evacuate. This is his last turn. So he's got 2 guys out. Q drone's down. This is my turn again. That's pretty much all he did in that turn. Right? I think he moved around a little bit more over here. Yeah. Valeria moved over to like right here, and that was about it. And you can see I've moved up, and actually this happened on my turn 2. My Suryat moved up over to here, got hit by a flash pulse and went prone, and my R drone moved up here just to get better AROs and be closer to being evacuated. I didn't point out in the beginning of the mission that you have to be an evacuatable troop, which means not a remote, right? And not Hungries, Pupniks, things like that. I conceded Taiga, even though it didn't exist when the mission was written, but they don't count either. So I'm just going for my Morats, basically. So this is how I start the turn, my turn 3. It's pretty simple to get the Suryat Lieutenant off. He's going to walk over and get off using the Lieutenant order. But first I have to hit the button in the middle, which I still haven't done. What's going on here? Flash pulsing or something like that. Oh, I'm way off in my place in my timestamp. This is still my opponent's turn 3, where he brings in his remaining Hanzaku right here, goes for a Discover and fails. Again, I do nothing at that point. And I'm doing nothing there because my chance of survival is very good, even if he makes it. Because he's burst 1 on a shotgun, and he's +6, -6. Burst 1 because I have a Dazer over here. And so if he hits me, which is only on 11, I might save. If I save, I'll go unconscious, and I have an auto med kit, and I can recover that way once I kill this with something else. So, yeah. As he moves in, he also lays a mine behind himself right there. It's a little weird mine placement because he can't lay it on me while I'm a camo token without a long skill. But he moves up there. I do nothing, so he goes for the short skill to lay the mine behind himself. New skill, Discover me. I do nothing. He fails it. So that's where they end up. All right, going on to my turn. Remember, I just got to get 2 guys off to tie him on those, and then I have my classified coup de grace. He's not gotten his classified. If I can clear up my HVT from being secured, then I'll have the win by 1. So his deactivated bot, remember I said we'd come back to that, still securing the HVT. So my Morat Doctor Spec Ops moves up to here, and I'm going to take the shot and take that thing out. I don't quite realize that Valeria Gomez has a line to me like that. I could have just tucked against the wall and not had that, but I'm also trying to get as close as possible to getting off. So when my opponent reminds me that he does have that shot there, I say fine, take it. It's just 1 shot at, bad range and whatnot. He also has a couple flash pulses that I'm ignoring. Now, I am forgetting that if I get flash pulsed, I can't evacuate, because that is also a attack, which you cannot do when you're stunned. But none of that matters, because I do kill the deactivated bot if my HVT is not secured, and Valeria crits him and kills him, completely canning that plan. So then I do what I should have done first, and this is actually biggest mistakes happening right here. In my defense, I'm tired and hungry, long day, but Malingos goes out the door here, ignores this guy, fires his SMG at Valeria, and kills her with a crit. I think actually the Hanzo missed me too with the shotgun. So the biggest mistake here was I could have done that first, right? As at least to clear her for the doctor to get out without getting shot at. That would have been a lot better. Additionally, this guy could have gone right over here and secured the HVT, it's not the HVT, secured the civilian there for another objective point. And that also would have been good. All I have to do is deal with that guy there, which is totally feasible, right? I'm in the active turn, I've got TO camo, totally reasonable. But I didn't even think about that at all. Went out there, did that. I think I got flash pulsed, or I don't know. I didn't have any more orders for him, so didn't come back to it. And there the game ends. I get my Lieutenant Suryat off, and my opponent has gotten 2 guys off, and I've gotten my classified. So we both get 1 for evacuating people. He gets 1 for having 1 more guy evacuated than I do, and I get 1 for my my classified objective. So 2-2 draw. Fun game. We're enjoying the Dire Foes missions. The next one looks pretty exciting. Actually, all of them look pretty exciting. And our Spec Ops is going to start getting pretty deadly. We're going to be 14 points next time, which I think if my opponent stops playing Druze, I'm going to go for the, what is he called? The Nox Spec Ops, who can get something like, it comes with bioimmunity, so you give him no wound in cap, and then super jump, and you can bounce around using your zapper to zap people on top of roofs or around corners and stuff. That sounds like a lot of fun, so I really want to do that. Or the Nexus with total immunity and BTS 9, right? If I can get enough points to make him any kind of specialist, that's awesome too. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the report, and we'll see you for the next Dire Foes.